Good evening, Bible aficionados. This is Derek once again with another Bible review. And this evening I'm going to be reviewing the recently re-released Cambridge King James Turquoise Reference Edition in blue goatskin leather. This is one of the exclusive color combinations that was put together in partnership with evangelicalbible.com. I'm very pleased with this Bible thus far. I wanted to highlight some of its attributes, and I will also try to briefly compare it with a previous Cambridge Turquoise Bible, as well as the rival, as it were, the Allan Primer 53. And so we'll do just a brief comparison of those Bibles as well. But first, the Bible at hand. It's this beautiful blue goatskin. And if you take a look, it does have raised tubs, which is something new for Cambridge, at least in recent years. The previous Cambridge presentation reference, as it was called, did not have raised tubs. They were just kind of tooled lines, but still the same size Bible on both, as you can see. This one was a calfskin paste-down edition. This one is goatskin, bound by Youngblood in the Netherlands. And as you can see, it has the signature perimeter stitching. And then if we open it up, it's stamped inside goatskin leather cover, and it has a genuine leather liner. In the past, Cambridge has been using poly liners, a synthetic liner, which are very nice in their own right, but this is full leather-lined Bible, lined to the edge, as they say. And you have some nice presentation pages. And then here's the title page. And if we bring it up, it is indeed a turquoise. And one of the things that somebody alerted me to today was that this is printed. I don't know if you're able to see this, but it is printed on French paper, paper supplied by a French supplier. So this is really exclusive paper, and you can feel it's a very nice, smooth, silky paper. It's nice and white. It's not too bright white, but it's not too creamy either, and a really nice feel to it. Good opacity. You don't see a lot of bleed through, but really nice Bible paper. If we open the Bible to the middle, lies nice and flat. It's a little stiff in the earlier signatures. That's pretty typical of Youngblood, but no squeaky hinge or anything like that. Very nice. You have the blue under gold art gilt, which I particularly like. Did a very nice job with that. Really nice, easy to read font, nice center column references. You do have some of the self-pronouncing text, but overall a very nice Bible. This one does have the red letter. For those people who are not as keen on red letter, Cambridge only released it this time in a red letter. So if you want a black letter edition of the turquoise, or a exclusively black letter edition of the turquoise, you will have to look for a vintage copy, which aren't always easy to find, but you can search some of the online sellers, and they often have vintage copies of this Bible. You have two nice Beresford style ribbons, navy in this particular instance, but overall just great workmanship on this Bible. That's the back cover. You have some nice head and tail bands. Really a good feel to this Bible. Nice grainy goatskin stamped Holy Bible on the front, and then on the spine King James red letter edition, and then Cambridge with the coat of arms, as Cambridge is the Queen's printer, one of the official printers of the King James Version in Great Britain. And so there you have it, just a brief overview of the latest Turquoise Reference Edition. I would say it's fairly comparable in quality to this older calfskin edition I have. This one actually doesn't lie quite as flat. I had to have somebody put in a new liner, and Diego Coloca did a splendid job putting in a leather liner since the original paste down had cracked, and he tabbed it in, but it is a little bit stiff, so it doesn't lie quite as flat. And this one is in the traditional black calfskin, and so you see it has that salmon under gold art gilt. Very nice. But I would say that the new edition is just as good. The paper might be even a little bit nicer. One thing I have been told, and we can see here, is that the maps have been updated in the newer edition. We have some new maps, if you can see that there, as well as the concordance has been updated, and I'm going to see if I can show that. And so there are a few new things in this present. I'm not sure whether I like the newer concordance or the older concordance. I think the older concordance, the words are a little bit bolder, the actual words, and so I think it's going to be easier to look up words in the older concordance. And it's a 2-column concordance, which I would prefer to this newer 3-column concordance. And so I would say, without having spent a lot of time using the newer concordance, just aesthetically and in terms of ease of use, I would say the older concordance, as you can see, is much easier to work with. So just to comment on that, if you're looking for a nice concordance, maybe you want to go with one of the older vintage versions of the presentation reference. Now for just a quick comparison with the long primer. Very similar size, as you can see. They sit nicely on top of one another, at least with the leather. I think given that the long primer is a full yap cover, the trim size of that text block is a little bit smaller, and this one is my prized candy cane with the red liner, limited red liner. This is one of my favorite King James Bibles. And this is with the newly re-digitized text by Allan. So very crisp text. Cambridge, on the other hand, I think this is a facsimile, and so you do see some of the text is a little bit has bled through a little bit more, as it were, but very nice and bold. I think readability-wise, I would say the Cambridge is a little bit more readable, a little bit more practical overall. Really nice readability on the Cambridge, in my opinion. And if you look at the two styles of paper, this new Cambridge paper is really a nice white paper. The Oxford block, the Allan block, is a little bit more of a cream colored. I think this white is, again, it's not too bright, but it still has a nice crisp look to it and a very nice texture. I would say paper-wise, the Cambridge wins out. Allan, of course, I will say in aesthetics, and the way it's bound, Highland goatskin is wonderful. It's got this nice rounded spine, the classic full yap. I think those are some of the attributes of the Allan. But I don't think you could go wrong with either the long primer or the presentation reference, the Turquoise Bible. They make excellent readers. These are lifetime Bibles, Bibles that you can use until the Lord calls you home, and you can pass down to your children and your grandchildren. So, So I would highly recommend to you the Cambridge Presentation Reference Bible. It comes in blue, it comes in brown through evangelicalbible.com, and you can also get it in traditional black, goatskin, and for a more economical binding, calf split with a paste down liner. So, fellow Bible aficionados, I thank you for watching. This is a little bit longer review than I usually do. May the Lord richly bless you. Good night.